Good afternoon. Well, we are back at near Parkwood, and what I have to say is that it's a big apology for us being in a similar situation all the time in and around Coventry, but unfortunately these are the rules. Now you look at that, those lamb's tails as we call them, look at those. Some of those are really coming out now. Yesterday we looked at some, they weren't as far open as that. They'll be putting out spores soon for the so they can fertilize the other female trees. And we're making our way towards the woods. We're not going to go right through the woods today. What's that? Oh, it's a hawk of some description. Sparrowhawk, I rather suspect. Yeah, that was good. And that's the point I was going to make today. When we go into the woods, we come across patches of mud and we have to go through it. There's often no way around it. We have to go through it. And life's a bit like that. There are patches of mud and we might wish to avoid them, but we can't. We can't. So we have to go through them. But the fascinating thing is that the whole of the woods are not mud. And the whole of life is not mud. If we look around, we can see friends that have avoided the virus and haven't had it. We can see relatives who are still alive. And if we look towards the positive, if I look into the woods and start to look at other things, the beauty of nature around, then I can start to think in a slightly different way. Puts me in a different mindset. It's the old adage about the glass being half full or the glass being half empty. And of course, for your well-being, it's so much better, isn't it? And for my well-being, if we consider the glass as half full, and there's a little doggy here running around, having lots of fun. Afternoon.
Are you going the same way? We'll go up that way.
Oh. He's a speedy runner. And yes, as I was saying, you know, the joy of seeing a little doggy running about there, or a squirrel on a tree, or a deer in the woods, or whatever else you can find that for you is positive. I find these things help me get through the mud in this woods, and of course at one and the same time it helps you to get yeah, just down here, and it helps to get through life. There's the mud, look, but it's not all mud. I look across here and I can see a situation where shortly, well, not too shortly, but this is going to be covered in bluebells again in the next month or two. And you can look across to the sides and see the berries on the ivy and on the holly. And there's lots and lots of things in nature to see. But also, if in life we can look around at other people, we look at our daughters and we see that they are well, and their families are well, and friends are well. So if we can do this, and there's a little robin. Look, can you see the little robin down on there? There he goes, on the branch over there now. Look at that lovely redbreast. There he is. You see him? Look there. There he is. He's looking straight at me. Isn't he a cutie? Now that is what I'm talking about. He's so beautiful. And we'll move on, but he's a lovely little fellow with his bright red breast. That's made my day. Getting a little shot of the robin. How fantastic. Here in Parkwood in Coventry, United Kingdom. So, although I come to the same woods, there is a sense in which they are never the same. I didn't see a robin in here for quite some time. Now, we're making a choice, and here's some of the issues. That way we know there is a lot of mud. We know that. And there are things in life that we know and we go ploughing straight into them. So we make the same mistake again. So what we can do is go this way, where we know there is either less mud or no mud. And thus we're in a situation where we can get through a lot easier. And I think perhaps that might be the answer for us in the midst of this crisis. Look for the positives. And where possible, don't walk into the negatives. And realise that not all of life is mud. And not all the woods is mud. So therefore, we can enjoy the bits that aren't mud. Let's focus on them. I could easily focus and say, oh dear, I can only go out once a day and have a little walk round, how terrible. But in actual fact, I've come out for a lovely walk with my wife, who has now disappeared, and we'll go back up here. Oh, she's taking photos of the bird, I can see her. And so it is possible that we can think of the glass as half full. So we're going to go through this estate now, through here. Great big houses where when our children were young, we used to play. We used to have a long ball of string, and I would go out on the end of the ball of string and hide up amongst the long grasses, which is where these big buildings once were. And we would hide in the grass, and then they would have to trace the string. And of course I wouldn't go in a straight line. They would have to little by little trace the string and come and find Daddy. We had hours of pleasure. And of course, who needs lovely grassy empty fields to play in when you can have large big houses? And that's easy to say, but our house was built on what was once a plum orchard. So I hear, many years ago in the 50s, pre-50s where we were, was an orchard. So this is an ongoing thing, and I do hope that somewhere along the line humanity can sort this out. But if you look at the contrast, there's these big houses, and over here is the forest, or the woods, call it woods. So how good is that? Now, where is my lady? Here's my lady. She's now coming. So for now, I'll say thank you very much for watching. I'll hope you'll be able to share and ring the bell and subscribe would be nice. So happy. So bye from the Rambling Rambler, Dave to his friends, and I'll catch you again soon. Bye.